Taylor Swift isn't an artist. She's a timeline. She didn't just evolve, she replaced herself. Country Taylor, Pop Taylor, Indie Taylor, Villain Taylor, Billionaire Taylor. So when you ask for her signature song, you're not asking for her biggest hit. You're asking which version of her actually won. And every Swiftie is loyal to a different version. So today, we're doing something dangerous. We're picking one. Welcome to Cash the Record, where your favorite artist gets one song and no mercy. The views and opinions on this show, mine. If you're easily offended, this ain't your safe space. Listener discretion, mandatory. Now, let's be clear about the rules. We're not picking your favorite song. We're picking the one song that defines the artist. That means 5 rules. Rule number 1, cultural shift. Did the game change? Rule number 2, instant DNA. You hear it, you know exactly who it is. Rule number 3, career pivot. Before this song versus after. Rule number 4, longevity. Does it survive generations? And rule number 5, the public identity. The song becomes the artist. Hits fade, moments pass, but identity doesn't expire. Pause the video right now. Comment your pick before I say mine. I want your honest answer before your feelings get involved. Some of y'all aren't picking a signature song. You're protecting your favorite era. And before I give you my answer, let me show you why this question breaks every rule. So now, let's cash the record. Now, here's the problem with Taylor Swift. She breaks the system. Most artists, they have one defining moment. Taylor Swift has eras. Most artists peak once. She reinvents the peak. So you're not choosing a song, you're choosing what version of Taylor Swift matters most to you. Your favorite Taylor Swift song doesn't define her, it exposes you. Now let's get into let's call it the foundation era. Let's start where it all began. Love Story versus You Belong With Me. Love Story built the brand. Fairy tale, romance, global crossover. You Belong With Me built the fan base. Relatable, awkward, the outsider wins. And let's not forget that moment with Kanye West at the VMAs. That didn't just interrupt her, it amplified her. Love Story made her famous. You Belong With Me made people feel seen. But before we leave this era, we have to talk about the moment. The 2009 VMAs. Taylor Swift wins Best Female Video, walks to the mic. Kanye West takes it from her. Now, here's what most people miss. That moment didn't break her. It wrote her origin story. Because overnight, the whole world picked a side, and they picked her. The underdog, the girl next door, the one who just took it. Kanye handed her the most powerful thing in music, and it wasn't a mic. It was a victim arc that she could survive. And here's why this matters for today's conversation. That moment, that's the seed of blank space. Because the Taylor Swift who wrote Blank Space didn't just absorb the hit, she studied it, she weaponized it, she turned girl who gets interrupted into woman who controls the narrative. You can't have Blank Space without the 2009 VMAs. Kanye lit the fuse. Blank Space was the explosion. But Love Story and You Belong With Me, those songs belong to the girl before that night. And she never went back. But here's the issue. This version of Taylor, she outgrew it. Love Story is nostalgia. You Belong With Me is insecurity. Neither one is legacy. Now let's get into what we should call the pop takeover. Now this is where we enter, shall we say, dominance. This is Shake It Off versus Blank Space. Shake It Off is the hit. Diamond certified, global stadium anthem. But Blank Space, that's strategy. That's control. That's her taking every headline written about her and turning it into a weapon. Blank Space, 3 billion streams, #1 in 74 countries, the first video in YouTube history to hit 1 billion views. Not a coincidence, that's a consensus. Shake It Off made her unavoidable. Blank Space made her untouchable. Because she didn't fight the narrative, she monetized it. Blank Space is Taylor Swift playing the villain and cashing the check. So if your answer is Shake It Off, you pick the loudest song, not the smartest one. Justin's snickering over there. He likes when I talk.
I was going to pick Shake It Off.
Yeah. But you like when I talk my
I do appreciate a good shit talking.
Yeah. So let's get into, let's call this the artist evolution. This is where we get to the songs Swifties treat like scripture. All Too Well, the 10-minute version. Now, let me be clear. This is one of the best written songs of her career. Emotionally untouchable, storytelling elite. This is Taylor Swift at her most vulnerable, her most detailed, her most human. And here's the case for it, the strongest one. November 2021, the short film drops. Jake Gyllenhaal is trending on Twitter. A decade-old song is somehow the most talked about cultural moment of the year. The Grammy performance, live television, 10 minutes, no breaks. People lost their minds. That's not just a song. That's a prosecution. That's accountability set to music. And that's exactly the problem. Because signature songs don't just belong to the fans, they belong to the world. And you know what? The world is not playing a 10-minute song on repeat. If your pick needs 10 minutes to prove a point, it might not be the point.
To be honest, I didn't even know. I can't remember All Too Well, even off the top of my head.
My point exactly. This song is worshipped, but it's not universal. It's intimate, it's specific, it's personal. And signature songs, they have to be bigger than the person who wrote them. All Too Well is her best story, but it's not her defining headline. This is a masterpiece, not a signature. Now let's go into the modern era, where somehow she's still running the game. Anti-Hero. Cruel Summer. Most artists fade. She reappears at number 1. Anti-Hero dominates streaming. Cruel Summer goes number 1 4 years later. Only Taylor Swift can drop a hit and chart it later. She doesn't have a comeback story because she never left. And here's the uncomfortable question. Could Anti-Hero make a case? A song that spent 8 weeks at number 1, that redefined how a global superstar talks about themselves, that was inescapable for an entire year. Could that be the one?
I already know this one.
No.
Yeah.
Because dominance isn't identity, and a moment isn't a movement. Hey, what you doing? Stop what you're doing right now and subscribe to the John Cash Show podcast. And let's go into the elimination round, where it's time to make cuts. This is where emotions get eliminated and reality takes over. You ready?
I think so.
All right. Cruel Summer, Gone, a song that needed a TV show, Stranger Things, to resurrect it 4 years later, isn't a signature, it's a comeback. Anti-Hero, Gone, too recent, dominance isn't identity. You Belong With Me, Gone, moment not legacy. Love Story, Gone, outgrown identity. Shake It Off, Gone, because big doesn't mean defining. Now here is my final verdict. That leaves 1.
I think I know what it is.
What do you think?
Bad Blood?
Let me be honest about something before I say it. The fact that we're having this debate at all at 25 years into a career, that is the signature. Most artists don't even get the question. Most artists get one conversation. She gets a whole series. That's what makes this hard. And that's what makes it worth asking. If you didn't pick blank space, you didn't pick wrong. You just told me you value feelings over facts. Blank space, number 1 record, cultural takeover, narrative control, identity shift, longevity. This is the moment Taylor Swift stopped being the subject and became the author. If Taylor Swift is a brand, blank space is the logo. This isn't just her biggest song, it's her smartest song. So, all right, I know the comment section is about to be a war zone.
Damn, bro, I wasn't ready for blank space to be the one you picked.
Drop your pick, defend it, argue it, stand on it. If you picked All Too Well, you value artistry. If you picked Love Story, you're loyal to the beginning. If you picked Shake It Off, you're thinking mainstream. And if you didn't pick blank space, well, drop your pick in the first 60 seconds of comments, and I will read the first wave personally. Let's see who actually has a case. Now let's go into the comment section. Because we're going to call this the comment section on trial. You know, jumping into the comments is a very dangerous thing.
It's always going crazy in there.
Because every episode, y'all prove something very important. Most people don't pick signature songs, they pick memories. And that's why most of y'all keep getting this wrong. Let's jump to threads where Caitlin Page 64 said, All Too Well 10-minute version. Of course you didn't pick impact. You picked how it made you feel. You're not wrong. You're just not objective. Let's go to Joe Dempsey, where he said, Shake It Off is her biggest hit, but Love Story is Taylor Swiftier. Exactly. Biggest doesn't mean defining. Some of y'all think charts equal identity. They don't. Let's go to Beth Ann Mann, said To Swiftie's All Too Well 10-minute version, to people who have only heard radio play, Shake It Off. No, that's not how it works. Pick a side. If your answer has two options, you don't have an answer. Next. Rock in the Clouds said blank space is the obvious answer, but be real. It's the song critics love. All Too Well is the one that makes people feel something they can't explain. That's the most interesting take in this thread. You're not wrong about what it does to people, but here's the difference. All Too Well makes you feel something because of what happened to her. Blank space makes you feel something because of what she did about it. Reaction is personal. Control is legacy. Let's go to the next comment. PPJ13 said, love story. You're loyal. I respect it, but you're stuck. You're defending who she was, not who she became. Next. Marcus BTV said, I'm having fun with these comments. Blank Space went crazy on the charts, but Shake It Off is the one people still know every word to at weddings and stuff. I love this one. You just proved my point. Shake It Off is a party song, a mood, a moment. That's not a signature. That's a playlist feature. You don't put your logo on a party favor. You put it on the brand. Oh, clock it.
Type shit.
Sienna Dreams 22 says Cruel Summer deserved everything and y'all know it. That song carried me through 2022. I hear you. And I'm glad it did. That's what great music is supposed to do. But you just told me exactly why it's not the signature. It carried you through 2022. A signature carries the artist through everything. Your moments, your memories are not her legacy. And as usual, the people told on themselves. Some of y'all don't want a signature song. You want your favorite memory to win. Now, we're going to close this up. Taylor Swift is the only artist who made the question harder than the answer. But if we're cashing the record, blank space is where she stopped running from who they said she was and started signing her name to it. This is Cash the Record, where we stop debating favorites and start deciding legacies. New episode drops every third Wednesday of the month. Subscribe, share, and remember, your favorite song tells me about you. Her signature song tells me about her. Those aren't always the same thing. Taylor Swift didn't just outgrow her old music. Some of y'all never did. Next episode, we're doing this to someone who makes Taylor look modest. You think the comment section was a war zone now. Just wait for next month's. It's Cash the Record. It's John Cash. I'll see and speak to you next week on History Was Ghetto.